My name is Mark Sewell. I'm the Assistant Chief Financial Officer. This item is for City Council on March the 21st, 2023. Risk to ERP project related to Aaron Starr lawsuit preventing City from obtaining Council-approved bonds, a Fifth Amendment to the project management contract, and an annual report. It is staff's recommendation that City Council A. Consider approving using up to $2.5 million from fiscal year 2022-23 General Fund to cash fund the portion of all 2022-23 Enterprise Resource Planning (ERP) project expenditures in excess of the initial bond proceeds received in prior fiscal years, with additional fiscal year 23-24 General Fund listed in the budget to cash fund the fiscal year 23-24 ERP project expenditures if litigation remains pending that prevents the City from issuing bonds. And B, approve and authorize the Mayor to execute a Fifth Amendment to the Professional Services Agreement with Creative Core Technologies Corporation, contract number 9431-21-FN, in the amount of $2.12 million for a new not-to-exceed contract amount of $4.72 million, and to extend the term from December 31st, 2023 to December 31st, 2024. For project management services related to the Human Capital Management, HCM, Energov, Enterprise Asset Management, EAM, and utility billing phases of the City's multi-year Enterprise Resource Planning, ERP, implementation. And C, receive and file the ERP System Annual Report. The Finance and Governance Committee voted 3-0 for each of these recommendations. So what is ERP? It's an enterprise resource planning system. They are separate technology systems that provide a framework for nearly all City functions, including financial management, HR, payroll, community development, permitting, licensing, asset maintenance, and utility billing. And the journey the City is on is looking to integrate these functions to reduce inefficiencies and improve transparency and reporting and accuracy. Back in 2016, Council approved the funding for a new ERP system. In 2019, following a request for proposals process, Tyler Technologies was selected to provide the ERP systems. At that same time, Council approved the issuance of bonds to finance the first portion of the ERP projects, totaling $6.9 million. Since 2019, implementation has begun and been completed on a number of the modules, including ExecuTime, Bluebeam, and most recently, Core Financials went live in October 2022. The ERP project was originally approved in 2019, including issuance of debt for the first portion at $6.9 million. At that time, staff said they would come back at a future date with a recommendation for debt financing to complete the ERP project. In October 2022, Council authorized these new bonds for ERP and street work. The ERP portion was $9 million, and there was $36 million for some needed street improvements. This was approved by Council in October 2022. In December 2022, the City received notification of another lawsuit by Aaron Starr and his political corporation, challenging this latest bond issuance. Now, the lawsuit has the effect of preventing the City from accessing capital markets to finance the remainder of the ERP project until the litigation is resolved. Furthermore, it puts at risk many other City operations, including capital improvements and infrastructure projects. So with access to new debt financing unavailable to the City currently, Council are left with two options of how to proceed with the ERP project. One, the City can use general fund cash to finance the ERP project to enable the project to continue without delay and harm. When new bonds are issued, those proceeds would be able to be used to reimburse the general fund. Doing so, however, would use general fund reserves for the ERP and could not be used for any other purpose. And there, of course, is the risk the general fund would not be reimbursed should the city lose its litigation. Secondly, the ERP project could be delayed until the lawsuit is resolved. That would not require any use of general fund reserves. However, it would stop the project. This would delay the benefits of the ERP project, and the city would need to continue with inefficiencies and the challenge and the risk of maintaining many old and antiquated systems across many functional areas across the city. To date, $7.2 million has been spent on the ERP project. And for that, we have delivered ExecuTime, Bluebeam, core financials, and are making a lot of progress through the human capital management portion of the project. It is anticipated that a further $2.2 million will be spent this fiscal year, an additional $3 million next fiscal year, bringing the total by the end of June 30 to $12.5 million. Back in 2019, the project was estimated to cost about $14.9 million in total. And as we learn more about the antiquated system we had and the options available with the new system, and so do our estimates change. And at this time, we're expecting about a $16.4 million total project costs. Creative Core Technologies has successfully provided project management, IT support, and organizational change management services to the city over the last 18 months. Creative Core helped implement the most recent phase, core financials, and is now helping to deliver human capital management. Currently, in its fourth amendment, the contract is set not to exceed $2.6 million. To continue the project management support requires a fifth amendment in the amount of $2.12 million for a new total not to exceed $4.72 million. The table on this slide shows you by phase how much has been spent to date and what is remaining and anticipated over the next 2 fiscal years. A lot of progress has been made to date with regards to the implementation of the ERP, with ExecuTime and core financials currently live. Human capital management is underway and in configuration with testing happening and is anticipated to go live in the fall of 2023. Energov, Enterprise Asset Management, and Utility Billing are starting their discovery phases, whereby the city looks at those systems and determines how best to configure them for the city's needs. Staff are available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.